Okay, so in this lesson we're going to talk about setting up the home page. Now I want to talk about a couple things to do with the home page that you really need to be aware of. Your home page should have a lot of content, okay? Because what's going to happen is that a lot of people are going to search for things like aquarium do-it-yourself and so on and so forth, and they're going to want to have some sort of information when they first land on the page. Okay, the trick here to a business website is to, especially on the internet, because Google expects lots and lots of content, and when you're first starting off your business, you are competing against literally hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of other websites out there. So you've got to have some sort of useful content. And if you've got that on your home page, that's going to help you drive traffic to your site. Now, we'll get in a later lesson, we'll get into your blog, because your blog is going to be what is going to drive more than anything. But your home page, you need to set up properly at first. What a lot of people do is they turn their product page into their home page. So you can see right here there's very little content. You don't really have a lot to say. When you go into a product, you're going to talk about the product, which is fine, but a category page is not really what you want. So in the home page, what I generally do is I will create an article that talks about the subject of my website. So I've prepared one right off the hop. So it's all about different types of aquariums. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to here. I'm going to go to pages, all pages here. And if you remember, we created a home page, okay, right here. So I'm simply going to go into here, and I'm going to do a couple of things here. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to paste in my actual page. I'm going to take the title of the article that I created, and it's going to become the name of the home page. Okay? Now, the one thing you want to do is you want to have a theme or something, or some way of actually being able to hide this title, because it's not going to really apply. Okay? So you don't want your actual page to be called this, because it's not going to display up in here, but it is going to display picking the right aquarium type. So you're going to see what's going to happen here. So the next step I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and I'm going to set all of these to heading 2. Okay? Now this is for SEO purposes, because Google will go through, and if you're highlighting certain things, it's going to try and figure out what you're setting up. So now we've done that. Okay, so we've got that in place, we've got all of that. If we update it, what you're going to see is that if we go and look at it now, it's going to say picking the right aquarium type. Okay, up here it still says aquarium do it yourself. Okay, so you've got, right off the hop, you have told Google that this is about picking the right aquarium type, and these are the types of aquariums. Now this is going to definitely help you out a little bit, but we don't want this to say this. See what's happening here? You don't want this at all. So what we do is we come back, we go to our appearance, we go to our menus, and what you're going to see is right here where it says picking the right aquarium type, you simply drop down and you change it back to home, because you want it to be the home page. Okay? So now if we go back and we refresh things, it's going to say home. So now we've got a whole bunch of content on our home page. The other thing we want to do is we want to make sure that that page has at least one image on it. Okay? Because Google loves multimedia stuff, and you want to make sure that you have this set up so that it at least has an image. So quite often what I do is I just go like this. I'll just say add media. I'll pick one of my previous images that I uploaded. So for instance, this one, okay, and I will insert it into the page. It'll come in there in a second, like that, and then I will say to the right, and I'll update it. And then once it's updated, we can go back over to our website, and you will see that it actually comes in like this. And then you can go through and you can see that it's now starting to look like the types of home pages that you will land on. Now, the other thing people do is they talk about their business here, but we're not going to do that. We're going to give a whole bunch of information about aquariums and stuff, because what happens is that you want people to come to your web page so that they can start exploring your website. We'll talk about our actual business and our company under About Us. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and I will talk to you in the next.